Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Me fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants here. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos beach, and then there's the El Dorado Restaurant Beach Club right next door, so you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand, right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week we are going to be visiting one of my favorite restaurants in Puerto Vallarta. It's called Restaurant Bar San Lucas, and it's located on the south side in the Emiliano Zapata neighborhood of Puerto Vallarta. And I'm going to be talking with my favorite waiter there. His name is Daniel Lopez. And then we're going to meet photographer and photo historian Arturo Pasos Muñoz. And Arturo is looking for a place for a museum to display photos of Vallarta past and present. And you are going to love Arturo. But before we get to Daniel and Arturo, let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 21st of August, 2019. Puerto Vallarta is looking to cut 50% of bus traffic in downtown. Wonder how they're going to do it? Well, in Vallarta Daily News, they tell us. They say here, state and municipal authorities have begun a period of evaluation of public transport in Puerto Vallarta, with which they will determine the possibility of reducing 50% of public transport units in the city center, according to Luis Alberto Romero Chavez, president of the company Costa Pacifico Unibus. Chavez said that he is in talks with both the municipal government and the state government to see if they could create transfer centers, which would be located on Francisco Medina Asensio Avenue at the height of Agustin Flores Contreras Sports Center in both directions. He explained if the user goes in a bus that does not reach the center, they could transfer to another bus to access their destination downtown. For now, only the study is being conducted and no official plans have been determined. He did note that transfers would be free to users entering and exiting the city center. So very interesting. He says here, the only thing that we are looking for is to give a boost to the downtown area of Puerto Vallarta, as the municipal president and governor mentioned that the downtown area has more life again, and one of the proposals that are being made to address congestion in the city center is taking out 50% of the public transport units so that restaurants, hotels, and shops in the area have better flow of vehicles. Romero Chavez said that this does not seek to cause an upset with bus users, but that anyone who goes to the city center can enjoy the area with a lower flow of buses and congestion on the already crowded narrow streets of Puerto Vallarta. And finally, he pointed out that there are days when 450 buses enter the city center, but from the start of the boardwalk, many of the units only have 3 or 4 passengers, and the only thing that they cause is traffic and an inconvenience to pedestrians. So I have a link to this article in the show notes. And just be aware that there might be a little disruption while they get this plan into action. We'll just see. I mean, it does seem a little bit weird. You got to get on and off buses as you enter the town. But anyway, we'll see how this works. And if it works great, well, we'll know about it. If it doesn't, well, you're going to know about it for sure. Tell me about it if you experience the bus difference, okay? Send me an email. There's going to be a feminist march in Puerto Vallarta. Let me read here from Vallarta Independiente, translated from Spanish, so here goes. The appointment is on Friday, August the 23rd at 6 p.m. on the boardwalk in the city in response to the attacks suffered by women in Mexico every day. Puerto Vallarta will have its feminist march to eradicate gender violence, a problem that exists throughout the country and that has grown exponentially in the city in recent years. The invitation is made for next Friday, August 23rd, at about 6 p.m., and the meeting place is the city boardwalk. The organizers held an event on Facebook, and there are already dozens of women who have confirmed the appointment, in which it is requested to wear sugar-based pink glitter to leave a trace of the movement. Last week in Mexico City, they experienced one of the most radical feminist manifestations of which there is in memory. Thousands of women took to the streets to protest the high rates of violence against women in Mexico. And by the way, that protest turned violent, folks. A lot of damage to public and private property, including spray painting national monuments and permanently damaging the marble, vandalizing rail cars and metro cars. And they do not mention that in this particular story, however. Back to the story. Here in Puerto Vallarta since 2017, the Gender Alert has been active along with 7 other municipalities in the state of Jalisco. According to the figures, there are 1.4 femicides, or femicides, per month in Puerto Vallarta, and only in the first 19 days of August, 2 have been registered. So I have a link to that article from Vallarta Independiente. And I hope that the organizers of the event plan to keep things calm and Vallarta-ish, okay? But hey, let me just say this to all my friends out there in Vallarta who are thinking about joining in on this protest. If you happen to notice people who are urging violence or destruction of property, to make a point, for example, I hope that you would maybe think about hightailing out of there and making someone in charge aware of what's going on there. We don't want any outsiders coming in and causing troubles. Look out for those chilangos. Anyway, please be aware. If things get hot, get out of there, all right? Don't participate in nasty behavior like they did in Mexico City, please, okay? I support the March 100%. Violence and defacing property and causing trouble should not be part of this particular protest, right? Okay. Now, I found a very interesting article on Bloomberg Online, and the article is titled, "Your Money is No Good Here." Mexico is considering a ban on the use of cash for purchasing gasoline and to pay for tolls as a way to fight tax evasion and money laundering, according to people with direct knowledge of the discussions. The plan, which has been discussed between the banking industry and the government, hasn't been fully approved. Final decision may not be taken until after the central bank rolls out its digital payment platform, known as CODI, next month, which is part of a broader government program to push more Mexicans into the banking system and cut down on cash, said the people who asked not to be named, since the plan isn't public. Mexico is awash in cash from the informal economy of street merchants and the illicit drug trade. Cash is used for between 80 to 90% of transactions in Mexico, Finance Minister Arturo Herrera said in March when he was still deputy minister. At a time of a slowing economy, the plan could also help widen Mexico's tax base. Mexico's finance ministry did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The country's banking association declined to comment. In addition, the move will help identify gas stations that are buying stolen fuel by tracking their sales electronically, both people said. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has made a crackdown on fuel theft from state-owned oil company Petróleos Mexicanos, a cornerstone of his drive to root out widespread corruption. For banks, the plan is to push for more cashless transactions, albeit without fees. This could be a boon for expanding their client base and open opportunities to provide more Mexicans with cards, loans, and mortgages. Oh, this is lovely. The Cody system, which relies on QR codes. Oh, this is wonderful too. QR codes. How ancient is the QR code? This is going to be great. QR codes with your mobile phones and a ban on gasoline and tolls could increase digital payments tenfold, one of the people said. Only around 2/5 of Mexicans have bank accounts, so that's interesting. The World Bank data shows, and Mexico has the lowest tax rate as a share of its economy among members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. AMLO, as the leftist president is known, surprised Mexico's bankers by embracing a cashless strategy, which his predecessors had previously shunned. The ambitious project gels with his anti-graft campaign, as well as a wish to achieve greater financial inclusion in remote parts of the country of 125 million. To be sure, challenges abound to weaning Mexicans off cash, including poor connectivity for both mobile networks and internet service outside of major urban areas. With the need to give consumers time to prepare for a cash ban on goods like gasoline and highway tolls, the enforcement of such a policy may take some time, in other words, forever. Other areas that could be pushed into digital payments include public transportation, school tuition, electricity bills, and passport fees, the people said. India instated an even broader cash ban in 2016, one that prohibited high-denomination currency notes, and while it didn't weed out illicit cash use altogether, it did widen the country's tax base and increase digital payments. So this is very interesting. Of course, we're going to keep our eyes open, and we'll let you know if this actually comes to fruition. But remember, this is Mexico. Things do not move very quickly. Wow. I mean, it's very, very interesting how much cash is flowing around in Mexico. All right, let's get to the interviews, shall we? Every time I come to Puerto Vallarta, I have my favorite restaurants, and I make sure that I visit them, okay? Some have been there a long, long time. And this particular place I'm going to take you to today has been around for over 25 years. The restaurant's called Restaurant Bar San Lucas. And according to the owner, Alberto Cortez, the restaurant opened on October 18th, 1992, on the day of the festival, or the feast, of St. Luke. Therefore, the restaurant San Lucas. A quick read from the wiki pages reveals that St. Luke is one of the four evangelists, the four traditionally ascribed authors of the canonical Gospels. Early church fathers ascribed to him authorship of both the Gospel of Luke and the Acts of the Apostles, which would mean Luke contributed over a quarter of the text of the New Testament, more than any other author. The Roman Catholic Church and other major denominations venerate him as St. Luke the Evangelist and as a patron saint of artists, physicians, bachelors, surgeons, students, and butchers. His feast day, as I said, takes place on October the 18th. Now, the restaurant, although it's on one of the busiest corners in Puerto Vallarta, is, unfortunately, it's often either empty, in other words, void of customers, or there's just a couple of tables that are occupied. And this is like most of the time. Now, during the high season, yeah, sometimes you can see a lot of those tables are taken. But anyway, it's hard to believe just because the food there is just so good. Now, Restaurant San Lucas is right on the corner of Insurgentes and Lazaro Cardenas. It's right across the street from the big Guadalajara Farmacia and all those little taco stands there on Lazaro Cardenas. And it's 2 doors down from the Reina's Bar, from Marco's Place, the Queen's Bar. And anyway, the lower floor of the restaurant has some tables that are set up for those who can't manage stairs. And, of course, they're happy to serve you down there if you can't manage stairs, if you don't want to go upstairs. But the beauty of this restaurant, the beauty of Restaurant San Lucas, is the second floor. And the location, of course. It's open on all sides, like a lot of Puerto Vallarta restaurants are, with a roof, of course. And you have a view of the world going by. It's even better now that the buses in town, they've been changed to the new natural gas-powered buses. So it's quieter, and it's even cleaner to sit up there. Now, if you take some time and you walk around that top floor of the restaurant, you will notice wonderful decor with lots of potted plants, Mexican ceramic pottery and cookery, all beautifully displayed, neat, clean, gorgeous, really. The kitchen and the bar are open to the whole restaurant, and you can watch the chef cook right in front of you if you like. But for me, I like coming around 3 in the afternoon and ordering a lovely beverage and partaking of one of their wonderful soups, some guacamole, and if I'm really hungry, I'll have one of their delicate fish fillets, just done to perfection. I love this place. I bring a book or a pen and a pad of paper, and I spend some time and just relax and enjoy myself. And I love to take friends also to this place for dinner, just because most of the time they're going to say, I've walked past this place about 100 times, but I never went inside. And the prices, they're reasonable. It's not touristy. There's a lot of locals that come and eat at this lovely restaurant. Now, when you enter the restaurant, you come in on the ground floor, of course. You will most likely be greeted by Alberto, the owner, or his wife, and they'll show you to the stairs and guide you up the stairs. Now, once you reach the second floor, you will notice that the tables are covered with colorful tablecloths. There's music playing in the background, lots of ceiling fans to keep the air circulating, Saltillo tile floors. It's just a wonderful, wonderful space. Personally, I can just sit there for hours and hours and enjoy myself. It's great, just taking in all of Puerto Vallarta. Now, I've wanted to get somebody to talk with me here for about 2 years, and finally, I came in, I sat down with the owner, Alberto Cortez, and I asked him if he had somebody who he worked with, or worked for him, I should say, who spoke English and that could talk with me about the history of his restaurant. And he said, yeah, his waiter Daniel could do it, and he asked me to come back and give me a time and a date, and so I stopped by at the prescribed time, and he hooked me up with Daniel, who was so busy with customers. Daniel was running. Now, during this entire interview, Daniel was getting up and down. He was running up and down the stairs. Every once in a while, he'd have to excuse himself to help customers because it was just him and Alberto. Those were the only two that were there to help customers on that particular day. So if Daniel sounds out of breath, it's because he was working really hard, not only for the clients, but for me too, really. So thank you, Daniel, for doing that. Let's go right now to the corner of Insurgentes and Lazaro Cardenas, right in the heart of the Emiliano Zapata neighborhood on the south side of Puerto Vallarta. Lazaro Cardenas 355, and let's talk with Daniel Lopez from Restaurant San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta. Daniel, thanks for joining me today.
No, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and what was your path to Puerto Vallarta?
Well, my name is Daniel Lopez. I came to Puerto Vallarta when I was 12 from a little farm town back in 1985. So we came up to Puerto Vallarta with my siblings, mom and dad, looking for an opportunity.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Your English is excellent. How did that all happen?
Well, school and lots of practice, I guess.
Yeah, well, you get an A, okay?
Thank you.
A+. Tell us a little bit about San Lucas, the restaurant San Lucas.
Well, first time I came to this place was in 1999, so I applied for a job, and they hired me, and I've been working since then.
Was
1999.
was that your first job?
My second job
What was your first one?
in Fiesta Americana.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what were you doing there?
As a waiter,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
How'd you-
busboy.
Oh, as a busboy. How'd you like that?
I really like to help people, so I feel very comfortable.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, tell us a little bit about this restaurant. How long has it been here?
This place been here since 1992. The owner is Alberto Cortez, which is a great guy.
Yeah.
And
He's a nice man.
Oh,
One of
he's
the nicest
great.
men you'd ever meet.
yeah, he's like a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. All right, so if somebody were to come here, what kind of thing would they expect on the menu? What kind of things do you have?
We have two very popular dishes, which is the seafood casserole. It's a dish with shrimp, octopus, fish, oysters, sauteed in a garlic sauce, over steamed rice. It's really good. The other thing on the menu is the garlic fish or garlic shrimps, the best in town. Yeah, I will say.
I agree. I love this place, I'm going to tell you. All right, so you're serving a lot of fresh fish here.
Yes.
So you've already talked about the most popular dishes. What's your bar like up there?
We have like a national bar, rum, scotch, like nothing outside of, nothing fancy.
Nothing-
It's a good bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you can make martinis, you can make
Oh, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
up there, right?
Everything.
Right. Any special drink? Any special like a margarita?
Our margaritas are really good. Pina coladas, daiquiris, the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and strong too. I like
Oh,
that about
yes.
this place. The location, I think, about this restaurant is pretty interesting. Tell us about it. I mean, I think it's one of the coolest things about this restaurant.
What? I really think this is one of those places to hang around, relax, and look out at the world the way it is. The real Mexican town. See people walking by. That's the best.
It is
part
the
of
best.
it. Yeah.
And it's, you've got this big open air kind of situation upstairs there, obviously with a roof, but open concept, very pretty.
You agree? I agree. It's one of those places to sit down and relax. Yes.
Yeah, and you can, and you don't have to be afraid to come up there, order a couple of margaritas. You don't have to have dinner or even lunch, and sit there and just watch the world go by.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's so cool. All right, Daniel, let's leave the restaurant for a minute. Let's just go out and go on the town, because you've been here for a long time. This is a lunch and dinner place, so let's just talk about breakfast. What's your favorite place to have breakfast here in
Well,
town?
one of my favorite places to have breakfast is the River Cafe, which is located on the island.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places for breakfast. Yeah, it's right in the heart of the town. It's wonderful.
It's a beautiful location, isn't it? Right on
yes.
the river, of course. River Cafe. What do you order when you get there?
I always get this dish, which is a arrachera dish with melted cheese on it. It's really, really good.
All right.
Delicious.
Breakfast.
Oh, yeah. When you come to Vallarta, you have to visit the Malecon, walk in the downtown area. Just keep your eyes open. It's many things to see.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, yes. Beautiful.
Absolutely. If you had a word of advice for a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta, what would it be?
To everybody that comes for first time in Vallarta, I will say not to pay attention to too much attention to the vendors or the guys begging for money out on the street. You have to be very careful with that. That will be my advice, yes.
Okay, just pass along.
Oh, yeah, just pass along. Don't pay too much attention to them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good advice.
Yeah.
If you were going to leave town for a day, come back, but just go off and do something, what would you do?
Well, if I had to leave town for a day or I will go to San Sebastian, which is a mining town up in the mountains. It's beautiful. I love it up there. The weather is beautiful. So it's one of my favorite places to go.
When you go there, do you have a favorite restaurant?
I can't never remember the name of the restaurant, but it's just right across from the plaza, the main plaza. It's one of the biggest restaurants in town, in San Sebastian. Yeah,
in San Sebastian.
Yeah.
So it's right off the plaza. You could see it if you were standing in the middle of the plaza.
And the view there to the town, it's beautiful. So.
Oh, excellent. Well, when you go there, what do you order there?
Oh, machaca.
Yeah.
It's very typical. The machaca with beans and rice. It's really tasty. Very good. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. How about if you were going to go off for like a 3-day?
3-day, like a whole weekend.
Yeah.
I will go to Mexico City. There are many, many things to see in Mexico City, or even San Miguel de Allende, which is in Guanajuato. It's very colonial. It's a beautiful city,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
When you go there, what kind of places do you stay at?
Well, not fancy hotels.
There's
Go to-
places. There's
yeah.
places, right?
Yeah.
That's San Miguel Allende.
San Miguel de Allende.
Yeah. Now, the Mexico City, what do you do there?
Oh, the museums, the theaters. It's just walk around in downtown, and that big Zócalo from the city. It's
It's
out of
amazing.
this world. Yes, it's beautiful.
And how about safety there?
You have to be very careful. Yeah, but if you're in a group, just stay together. You'll be okay. It's okay.
Okay, good, yeah. All right, well, let's go back. Let's come on back to the restaurant now.
Okay.
How do people find you?
Well, we are on TripAdvisor. They can find us there.
Okay.
Or if you're walking on the town, if you're by Los Muertos or Olas Altas, just keep walking 4 or 5 blocks up on Lázaro Cárdenas Street, and we are on Insurgentes and Lázaro Cárdenas.
Insurgentes and Lázaro Cárdenas. And right on the corner, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. I will have a map that'll actually bring you right to the front door of Restaurant San Lucas, and I'll also have a picture of Daniel, and I'm going to take pictures of the restaurant so you guys can see what I'm talking about when I talk about the cool vista, man, from that roof. And is there anything else? Did I forget anything?
Well, guys, if you really want to have real good seafood, come to San Lucas Restaurant. It's one of the best seafood places in Vallarta.
You know what they do after you eat too? They bring you like a little shot, don't they?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
a little
little
drink on the house.
Yeah, a little something to send you
yes.
off. And that's really totally cool too. Daniel, I want to thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're busy. Daniel's been running up and down stairs, taking care of clients, coming back and talking to me. He's an amazing guy. And your English,
It's okay.
perfecto, brother.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Gracias.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much. His English is so good, isn't it? All right, now, after I did the interview with Daniel, Alberto, the owner, showed me a stack of guest books. These are books that tourists would sign when they would come in to the restaurant. And they would write their names and maybe where they're from, maybe a little thank you or a little review, kind of an early Yelp. You remember those. Well, there were scrapbooks with old ads, newspaper clippings. Anyway, I've got a couple pictures of those and of these guest logs as well. And, of course, I've got pictures of the inside of the restaurant, of Daniel, and of Alberto. And remember, next time you're in Puerto Vallarta, stop in. Don't be shy. Say hello to Daniel and Alberto and try the wonderful food at Restaurant Bar San Lucas. Now, next, I'm going to introduce you to a very special person. I consider this person a personality, a Puerto Vallarta personality, right? His name is Arturo Pasos Muñoz, and Arturo is a photographer. He's been around a long, long time. In fact, JR, our buddy JR, John Russell, he told me that when he was a photographer for Vallarta Opina and Vallarta Today, he used Arturo's darkroom. And he said they've been friends for over 36 years. So how about that? Now, Arturo had thousands of photos that he's taken over the years. And, of course, he saved them as well. And what he really wants to do is he wants to find a place to display them. And, of course, I want to help him. So I asked Arturo if he'd meet me, talk with me about this museum idea over at Cuates y Cuetes when I was in town last May. And he agreed. So he came, and with him he brought 2 large coffee table books. One was called En el Corazón de Puerto Vallarta, or In the Hearts of Puerto Vallarta, and the other book was called El Baúl de los Recuerdos, which translates to A Trunk of Memories. Now, both will be described by Arturo. So anyway, let's get right to him now. Another one of my favorites in Vallarta. Let's go to Cuates y Cuetes at Francisca Rodriguez 101, Zona Romantica, Emiliano Zapata, with a spectacular view of the Pacific Ocean and the Bahía de Banderas. And let's talk with the very talented, very interesting Arturo Pasos Muñoz, Maestro de Fotografía, El Baúl de los Recuerdos. Arturo, thanks for coming on the show today.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me.
Tell me about yourself. You're from Puerto Vallarta, yes?
Yes. I have 41 years here.
Yeah.
And I was born in Mexico City, but I live almost my life here.
Yeah, very good. Now, I found you because you are a prolific poster of pictures on Facebook. And you post pictures of old Vallarta. And so I had to reach out to you and talk to you. Tell me and tell my listeners a little bit about your photography career.
Well, my photography career started in Vallarta Opina, the local newspaper. And after that, after 1 year they worked there, I received one invitation for one correspondent for Mexico City. And I started to do a newspaper for Mexico City, but come all over the country. And the name of this newspaper is Invitation to Mexico. And they go to every tourist town in Mexico, Acapulco, Tijuana, Cancun, and naturally for Puerto Vallarta. And the main thing of this newspaper is promote the places and the beauties of each natural place. And the attractive of this newspaper is the covers and the back covers. There's pretty ladies in the bathing suit normally, and nice sceneries, natural sceneries. And I make like a 500 covers of this newspaper durante 10 years. And I have very good background with this, and many reporting from what happened in Puerto Vallarta, restaurants and bar, visitors, and the main things, the nice main things in Vallarta.
Yes, and you have some pictures of places that aren't here anymore, which is, it's great for a lot of us who have spent a lot of time in Puerto Vallarta to look at those and remember the old days,
Yes, well, they contract me for make pictures of these places. I publish in this newspaper, they tell you, and I go. Or sometimes they call me for they receive some celebrities, and they say, Richard Burton is here. Please come, hurry up! He has dinner with his couple. Come and take pictures. And I go and I take pictures for Richard Burton in different places and different people.
How was Richard Burton? What was he like?
Well, but when I see here, is very friendly, very serious but friendly. And
did you ever get pictures of he and Liz Taylor together, or was it just Richard Burton?
No, after that, when I take pictures for Liz Taylor, she came with Richard Wagner in another time, and one of the people very popular here is Luis Wolf, they call me, please come with me for I have a meeting with Liz Taylor. I need pictures, nice picture with her. And I go with him, and I go with a private meeting, and they take many pictures for her, but alone after the divorce with Richard Burton.
Okay, yeah. There was that. All that drama, wasn't there?
Yes.
All right. Now, what's come to my attention is that you are planning on using these pictures that you have and putting them in, making a museum. Is that right?
Yes. Well, not special this one for I make a book for that.
Oh.
But the picture that I put in the museum is better the old times Vallarta. For I try to the people of Vallarta keep his history in mind. They talk about this history, but they don't have the pictures. They don't have the museum. They don't have any of his background.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put for therefore I collect for when I arrived in 1978. I start to collect all pictures from Vallarta, and I have many. And this is my main thing now: make a museum with this all-time picture. But even I don't take it's the history for Vallarta. I keep in my discos duros, no sé cómo se dice en inglés, the hard
drive.
Hard drive. I keep there, and I digitaling the pictures, and I have ready to show the people how many pictures I have for his history.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about your books. You've got a couple books.
Yes, I have a couple books. One is the name El Baúl de los Recuerdos de Arturo Pasos. This book is like a extract of all these 10 years that I worked with Invitation to Mexico, and they talk about many places: Chico's Paradise, Casablanca, Cebolla Roja, Carlos O'Brien's, City Dome, Caprichos, El Ciro's, and many places more, El Dorado, and in many boutiques and fashion shows, and many people that come to enjoy Vallarta in the 70s. And that's no more. Now Vallarta is changing.
Yeah,
Vallarta is new, is contemporary place to visit, but there's no these days.
Yeah, not that kind of the fashion and the day. It was the day, wasn't it?
Well, now it's changed, but every day is changing. But beauty is very beauty here. The place, the beach, the town, the people. Even they change the places only.
Of course. All right, so tell me about your second book. What's that other book?
The second book is one personaje en Vallarta, the name Juan Manuel Gómez Encarnación. This is the cronista de la ciudad. They have interesting to put in the paper all these pictures, the old pictures, and they call me for he knows that I have many in my files. And I say, sure, I go with you in this project. And we put together the pictures, and they collect for another collections pictures, and we do this book. And this is like a history of Vallarta. But it's a book, and there's no many people see.
Right.
This is the reason that I start to think in a museum to show the people, and this exhibition is changing. Someday the rooms is full of picture of Malecon. The next month or 2 months is only the church. How they changed this church? How they changed the town?
Yeah.
How changed the city? This is the main thing of the museum. Show the people, and the people know exactly how they changed his own town.
Exactly right. Wow, that is a wonderful idea. So the museum itself, what is the concept? What are you going to have that layout?
The many things. This is not only the pictures. They have all machines there's now no in use, like typewriters, and cameras. I collect cameras for all my life, and I have 100 for the beginnings until now. but mainly is for roll of film. I have couple of digital, but many like 96 camera is roll of film.
Yeah.
And I have many kind of machines from Russia, from States, from Mexico, from Germany, for many places, and I try to show this how is evolution of this machine that we have now in the pocket. Now we have everyone is photographer.
Right.
Now they changed the world, and I see how the beginning. This
Very
is
good.
my one another salon. Another places show to the people what kind of presidents, municipal presidents they have. A small biography, how they do. They steal something, they do something, they do nothing, whatever. This is now is the history.
Yeah.
And,
Very cool.
And it's like anybody knows about all these people. Is the municipal president in Vallarta.
Right.
And
Now, when you say the president municipal, is that like the mayor?
The mayor.
There
This
we
is
go.
the mayor.
Okay.
And as some people already, as one lawyer, Miguel Ángel Rodriguez, they write already one book, big book. They say small history of Puerto Vallarta, and this guy is the main thing to show us the history, for he knows every little thing what happened
About the politicians, the political,
about the politician,
and
the politician, and how they grow this little town that now is city, and in few days is like 101 years long
old. Yeah.
This little town.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is totally cool. All right, so that's another room. Is there another
There's
one?
another few rooms. One is the collection of coins, of bills of Mexico. I have some of century 1980, 1820, and I have some coins that have already 230 years, and bills they have
From 1920, you said it.
1820. So it's too many, those 200 years old
Yeah.
coins and bills. And even the one coin is printing in paper. Some nice little things the people don't know.
Right, and some history. And some of these people that used to come here years ago were carrying those bills and were carrying that kind of money, right? It's
Right.
The money changes around here so
Right.
fast.
And this is another room for every year. The municipal city hall, they put some citizens. They do something for the town, and they give a prize. And this is 20 years ago. Every year is someone
Someone wears the award.
award. And now I want to put in one room these people, what they do, how they win this prize, and the people don't know too.
Right.
And I write already many of these histories, and I have ready to put in one room.
Excellent.
This is another.
So recognition of some of these people that have done well for the city.
And education, sports, when the people help to some
Yeah, volunteer.
kids, volunteers, and some people that promote and the culture, paintings, and all these people. There's celebrities now. I want to put in one room. What is the celebrity in town?
Excellent.
For the interest to the tourists, or even the people of this town.
Of course.
This is one of the things that I put. And one room too of history of Mexico. I have one big collection, the pictures, when after revolution, and letters for some president in Mexico. The name Porfirio Diaz, authentic originals.
Wow.
I have 10 letters of them, and I want to show these letters. I don't want to keep in my home.
Right.
I want to put the people. This is a gift for the town. They receive me and give me my family, my room, my house, my nice life they have.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I also was discussing with you earlier maybe an idea that some people who are listening now, who have been coming to Puerto Vallarta for years and years and years, might have some great pictures, some old pictures, right?
I want to receive all these pictures and show to the people the Vallarta. For many of these people take pictures even when I don't arrive here. It's in 60s, 70s, I don't be here.
Right.
And the people come and take pictures. For the Americans and Canadians take pictures for every place. And now it's place to receive all these testimonies, how they change the restaurants, the hotels. Many hotels don't exist, many restaurants don't exist, and the only that exists is the pictures, the testimony. And I want to put one space for these people that is interesting in love Vallarta. Still coming every year, and I see some pictures, the places that I don't know even.
Yeah.
This is one of the places.
That's a great idea too. So, wow, this is going to be a really cool museum. Do you know where you're going to put it?
Well, I have one proposition already, but this top secret now. But this is very excellent location. But this in the construction. It's in downtown. But in 10 days, maybe you make me another interview. You say me, now it's time to tell you how is the place.
Okay.
I don't tell the place for not sure.
Right. No. Yeah, you don't want to say it until you know for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
If I tell already, maybe there's no this place.
Right.
And this 30 of May in the central patio of the City Hall, I have a conference with another guys, and I talk about this. And I try to make the inquietud, no sé cómo se dice en inglés, inquietud.
Institute?
No, institute, no. The curious. They made the curious for the people to propose places to put all these things. But now it's like in the air. I have the things. I have the letters. I have the pictures. I have the many machines, typewriters, many cameras, and many letters. But I don't have where I put.
But no space.
No space.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few weeks I tell you, sure, the place is that.
Excellent. Well, we'll have that. We'll have that information, and you'll reach out to me, and you'll let me know, and I'll tell my listeners.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. All right. Let's leave the museum for just a minute. Let's go out to Puerto Vallarta just for some time. You've only been here for 40 years. That's a long time. Long time, my friend. We always talk about food. You know, my listeners love to hear about different places.
All right.
Tell me, or tell us, what your favorite lunch, dinner, and breakfast place is.
Well, there's many nice places to make lunch. But this is many tiny little restaurants in town, and it's good to take the original food of Mexico. Behind the Tienda Ley in the downtown is one place that make barbacoa and tacos de barbacoa and birria and menudo. This is behind the Tienda Ley. This is very nice. I need to make a line before you go in, and it's even some tables and chairs outside of the place in the banqueta and the sidewalk. But it's full every day.
Wow.
This is
this is a taqueria.
It's una taqueria. It's one taqueria.
Yeah.
It's in the markets.
You know the name of the taqueria? Or it's just the one like 3 down, or
it's the Tienda Ley downtown, Avenida México.
Right.
Es calle Panamá. Panamá es barbacoa.
Ah, bueno, okay.
And now I like the tacos of puerco, taco de carne de puerco. This is another corner. Another corner is San Salvador y Bolivia.
Ah.
Es the many people go and stop down here almost in the street. There's no fancy place, but the flavor is really fancy.
Yeah, it's good.
Good. And another is tacos neto de carnitas. It's nice restaurants to eat too. And the Plaza Caracol is walking. Is 3 different restaurants, like a homey house or housing. Is the señoras make a lunch there. Nice things. I don't know the names, but there's many places. There's 3 different restaurants make good lunch and dinner. No, dinner no. Breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast and lunch. Yeah. And this is over in Plaza Caracol.
Plaza Caracol.
All
right. Is if you is very healthy. Is Malibu. Is good juices, natural juices, and good food. Nice, clean food.
Yeah.
It's Malibu.
And they have ice cream too, don't they? Or they've got
no,
treats, no? Or is that next door?
Next door, I think.
Okay. All right, never mind. Yeah, I've been in Malibu. I've been in there. That's very good.
And another to dinner is very exclusive. It's only open Saturday and Sunday. And it's for dinner. And it's a Mexican restaurant. They name Casa Anita en El Pitillal. And they only sell pozole, tacos, tostadas, tamales, exquisite tamales, and exquisite atole. Se llama Anita.
Okay.
And this is only Saturday, Pitillal, only Saturday and Sunday, 6 o'clock to 12. These 6 hours, 2 days a day, 2 days a week, and it's only.
Yeah.
If you want,
do they have a line there too?
A line too, sure. You need to wait for a seat for always is full.
Okay, I'll have a map there. Is it near the church?
Near to the church. If you want to arrive to Pitillal, you ask for Anita Place, and they sure everyone knows where is Anita.
Everybody knows it because probably every taxi driver lives in
Right.
Pitillal.
Sure.
All right. How about let's see, we talked about dinner.
No dinner. I don't go to dinner every. I go to my house early to see the sunset. I have a balcony in my house. That I enjoy very much the sunset time, and I dinner very few things.
Arturo, does that mean that you never miss a sunset? You're always seeing that sunset?
Always. I in love with the sunset in Vallarta.
Oh, man.
And I see almost the bay from my balcony.
Excellent.
I see the Punta Mita and the Cabo Corrientes and the sunset time. I take a wine, red or white, and I sit in my preferred seat, and I see my cats and my dogs, and I enjoy one little botana. I don't know how snacks. I take a few snacks and one glass of wine, and I see the sunset. This is almost my dinner.
Man, this is the life, my friend. This is the life.
Thank you. This is what I think.
Well, I love all your suggestions, first of all. And that sunset thing, even though you didn't tell us where to go for dinner.
Please.
That sounds just fine to me. If you were going to leave town for a day and just take off, but you're going to come back home, where would you go?
Well, there's few things to see. Well, one of is not missing is Chico's Paradise. Chico's Paradise is to enjoy the whole day in the water and the rocks with food and with snacks, good snacks, and it's excellent the day there. The river is so excellent. The river is Los Horcones. Another place to go the same direction is Parque Botánico, Jardín Botánico, in the same direction. You return the same day, but you spend the whole day there. It's good food too, good drinks, and it's nice to see. Another place to go is San Sebastián. It's fast go and fast return.
Yeah.
Or it's a little longer, but it's possible go and return in the same day. Another day is another visit.
Day trip, yeah.
Is go to Punta Mita and don't miss La Casa del Pintor.
Oh.
La Casa del Pintor is a nice little restaurant that owns one pintor, one painting. It's painting and cooking. He do two things. And he do a big wall with mosaicos, like excellent. You need to see this. I sent you something
me a
to
picture,
show
huh?
to
Okay.
show later on.
Great.
And you see nice picture and nice cooking, and there is for the day time.
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. How about for a weekend? If you're going to go away for 2 or 3 days,
Well, if you have more time, go San Sebastian too.
go and stay there,
Yeah, stay
and don't
there.
just come home, right?
Right. It's a nice hotels, the old times like 80th century, and it's very nice to wake up and good cup of coffee and nice breakfast and the old town houses.
Yeah.
And you walk in the streets, cobblestones, and nice things. And if you have more time, you go to Talpa de Allende. It's a nice little town in the mountains. Or go to Sayulita and stay there. Sayulita is like a 1 hour driving, but you stay there. There's nice houses to rent, nice food to eat there, Italian, French, Spanish, and ice creams and nice things to eat there in Sayulita, and nice beach too.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yes.
I hear that's the surfing beach, right?
The
That's where if you're going to
surfing
be
beach.
surfing, you're going to go to Sayulita.
Right, this is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you had a word of advice for a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta, what would you tell them?
Well, there's not really much advice. Here, Vallarta is very secure. Don't carry many jewelry. Normally in Mexico, is not used to be jewelry show very attractive. Don't try. Don't talk. Don't show the people your jewelry.
Yeah, exactly. Or flash your money.
Your money, please keep in your wallet.
Yeah, definitely.
It's secure, but try to don't be really.
Don't make yourself a target.
I don't know how
Yeah,
in English,
that's
but
it. I'm helping you here. I know exactly what you're thinking.
this is.
Yeah. Is there something that a first-time visitor needs to see when they come here?
Well, there's many things to see. One, the Kwale Island, the Malecon, the church, the house of Liz Taylor and Richard Burton. It's walking in the downtown a little, and there's no. You see one trip in the bay. It's nice to see the whales when it's coming. It's many months here. It's November to March. If you want come in these months, don't miss the whales. Sure, you see once or dos or tres or four
Or
or
more.
more. Dolphins, and there's a nice beaches south. Es el Palerón Colorado, la playa de Garza Blanca, nice beach, and another beach is nice, but many it's one beach you need to go on boat. Es el Playa Colomitos. It's possible go walking one day, but don't miss. It's the small beach. I don't know in the world, but in Mexico, sure. It's only a space for 10 people.
Yeah. It's a tiny
A
beach.
tiny beach, but it's beautiful, and the water is excellent. And there's one restaurant around, and it's possible if you go Puerto Vallarta to Boca de Tomatlán and bus or and driving on taxi. From there to Colomitos is walking distance. It's like 2 miles walking.
Yeah.
It's nice to walk there and nice to see there, and it's a nice experience.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay, those are all great suggestions, I got to tell you. All right. Let's go back to the museum. So how do people get a hold of you to maybe like send you some pictures?
Well, Arturo Pasos Muñoz is my name, and this is the name of my page.
Okay.
It's possible to go this direction, I think, and Facebook.
Facebook, okay. And then you have an email, and we're not going to say that over the air, but if you guys want to go to my website, and you know where to find it, it's www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Go to this particular episode of the podcast, and I will have the contact information for Arturo, his email address. And you know what? If you've got some, and I know a lot of you guys that are listening right now have old Puerto Vallarta pictures of restaurants, of nightclubs, of even like the old pier, of old pictures of the beach playing volleyball, whatever you used to do when you used to come here 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and send them to Arturo, and he will get them into his museum for you. And, wouldn't that be cool to be part of his museum, too?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to put some people, when they send me these pictures, more people see these things. For us, it's interesting to the people.
Yeah, and they'll go, hey, I got something like that,
All right.
All right, so definitely do that, you guys. Now, I don't want any naked pictures. Don't be sending me pictures of, you guys in some crazy little positions. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. This is a family show. Remember that there's going to be young kids walking through this museum, okay? So keep it clean, all right, you guys? All right. Arturo, I want to thank you so much for
You're welcome.
for coming on the show and giving me the opportunity to introduce you, my friend, to my listeners.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I wait for all these pictures and show to the people. And sure, you have some secret things there.
All right. All right. We'll see about that. Thanks again, Arturo.
Thank you very much.
What a great guy, right? Now, as you can tell, or maybe you can't tell, Arturo, like I said, he's still looking for a place for his museum. And he really needs your help, basically in two ways. First, if you have an idea where he might be able to have his museum, let me know, and I'll pass that information on to him. And then he needs some of your wonderful Puerto Vallarta past pictures that you have stored in your closets, right? Personally, I have lots of them. And by the way, I'll be posting some of mine over on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show Facebook page this week, during the week. So if you'd like to take a look at some of my old pics, I'll be putting them up as well. But if you go to the blog post here, you'll see some great pictures from Arturo, pictures of people like Richard Burton, Ringo Starr, Mexican presidents, the Queen of England, and then great places like Carlos O'Brien's, places that aren't there anymore, the City Dump. You will find all of those in the show notes. And if you, like I said, have some great Vallarta pics that you'd like to have added to the museum, send them to Arturo via Facebook, send him a friend request, and mention the show, and then send him some of your recuerdos yourselves, okay? Keep it clean, folks. But you know what? Actually, some of Arturo's swimsuit pics that he took, they're pretty revealing. So, I don't know. Send him whatever you want, okay? Anyway, use your discretion, okay? I have his contact in the show notes, so go there. Stay tuned. Be his friend. Follow him on Facebook and check out his daily posts with some of the greatest recuerdos of Puerto Vallarta. And stay tuned. And like I said, tell me if you got a place that Arturo can have his museum. That'll be really great. And I'll let you know when he does finally land a spot, okay? All right. That should do it for this week. Next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant excursion ideas, and more. But until then, remember that this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com, that's JR's website, and reserve your tour through him, right from his website. Remember, this is a value-for-value proposition, my friends. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you would do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you're going to use someone else, so do it, really. And when you do take one of those tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, he's got his maps, his DIY tours, his revitalized happy hour board, and more. And I have links to all of those in the show notes as well. Once again, if you like this podcast, then please take time and subscribe and give me a good review if you would. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, well, you really need to have a look there. I have links to places that we talk about, interesting pictures, and more right there in my blog posts and in the show notes for each episode that I create. So check them out for sure if you haven't, all right? All right. Thank you, Daniel Lopez at Restaurant San Lucas. Go there, folks. Have some great Puerto Vallarta seafood in a really cool location. Make sure you say hello to the owner, Alberto Cortez, for me. He's the nicest guy, I gotta tell you. He's such a nice guy and such a nice family, too. And thanks, Arturo Pasos Muñoz. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Thanks for all the great photography. Thanks for the history. Let's work hard to get you that great museum, okay? All right, I have the contact information, like I said. I've got them in the show notes. Check it out for sure. And thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler, signing off with a wish for all of you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino, perro por la playa, me encuentro junto al río, cuando todo está en calma, pronto cae la noche, me brillas Puerto Vallarta.